Welcome, folks, to Dame Celeste's Lore Corner. Today we will be covering Triangle Strategies, Development of the Norzelia Consortium. After the Salt Iron War fought over Hyzant's sole ownership of salt, the Norzelia Consortium was established to oversee the equal distribution of salt and iron to the realm. The three nations brought together trade specialists to create this neutral and impartial organization as agreed upon in the Accords. The Consortium's success in fair trade contributed greatly to the reconstruction of Norzelia, which had been ravaged by the war. The Kingdom of Glenbrook, rich in agriculture and fisheries, prospered due to the stable influx of salt from the Consortium. The people were able to produce large quantities of salted meats, dried fish, dairy products, and more. Exports of these goods helped restore national power. Though it was thought to be the dawn of a new age for Norzelia, Hyzant began to strengthen its voice within the Consortium as reconstruction progressed. In Aesfrost, on the other hand, the situation could not have been worse. Its already small population suffered the greatest number of casualties during the war, and reviving the iron industry was taking longer than anticipated. To make matters worse, salt prices soared within the duchy due to taxes and transportation fees from the distant Hyzant. Though iron exports were meant to balance salt exports, the nation's labor and iron shortage caused it to accrue a large trade deficit. Though the Consortium was meant to adjust that imbalance, it did not take any drastic measures. Rather, it leaned more towards Hyzant and established salt as the main axis of trade. There have been some who believe that the Hierophant, unable to accept that the war ended in a draw due to the injuries on all sides, had a hand in this and wished Aesfrost to take responsibility for the war. Though the truth is unknown, it is undeniable that Aesfrost is the only nation at such a major disadvantage. The duchy's dissatisfaction naturally mounted, and the tension, much like the one before the Salt Iron War, began to descend upon Norzelia. A concerned King Regna and Simone Wolfort then summoned the other nations to participate in a joint mining venture at the Grand Norselian Mines. Their aim was not only to ease the tension between the duchy and the Holy State, but also offer support for the former's iron industry and correct the trade imbalance between both nations. The entire realm watches this new venture with hopeful eyes, praying it will finally create a much-needed balance between salt and iron and to restore the original functions of the Norzelia Consortium. If it succeeds, then perhaps our realm will finally know peace and the tragedies of the Salt Iron War will be a thing of the past.